Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and according to my sponsor CoinPaprika.com, we're looking at the XRP price spike continues. We're now at 46 cents. Let me do a little refresh here. I mean, it's really pretty wild what's going on, because now it's up over 10% in the last 24 hours. 40% in 7 days. That is thumbnail worthy, folks. Let me get my pad of paper. My dad taught me to keep a pad of paper on me at all times and a pen. So 40%, 7 days. That is big, okay? Now, let's look at some things. ProCoinNews.com, who is the official sponsor of the Digital Asset Investor Hunting and Fishing Club. In fact, tomorrow or in the next day or two, I'm going to go zero guns in, because hunting season is about to start. So you'll start seeing me posting some video, and I'm going to really do it up and show you what we're doing down there at the Hunting and Fishing Club this fall for the hunting season. Really involve you and really involve ProCoinNews.com, because they are the official sponsor. They said XRP price is spiking. Retweet if you held and never sold any of your XRP since the day of the lawsuit was filed. All right, then James Rule. Now, this is something every time we see markets surging, I like to just remind people of this. James Rule's throwing this out there. Any exit strategies, okay? Now, I'm not saying that the market is not going to pull back. It very well may from here, and so there may be nothing to all this that can happen, or it could surge, and we could all this SEC nightmare could be over imminently, and if that's the case, things could get very interesting. And so he's posing the question, which is smart to pose. Okay, it's always better to prepare in down markets than to prepare once things are going fast, because it gets real nerve-wracking then. At what price will XRP have to be to start taking profits, and what percentage will you sell at first? I'm projecting 5% of my holdings at $7 to $10. A lot of people I know are somewhere in this 5%, in the $5 to $10 range. The people that have been sitting around waiting for a long time. And I don't know how I'm going to handle that, to be honest. I kind of, I think a lot of people think it's probably something we need to do to take some off the table. And look, I've been around for a long time. I lean towards, maybe not 5%, but maybe a smaller percentage off the table when it gets to this range, maybe just to pay everything off kind of thing. We'll see. All right. These were both sent to me from Rob Cunningham. Actually, you've seen his articles on here. Something big is brewing. 38.6% BTC XRP divergence past 30 days. Then there was this one, 51.25% ETH XRP divergence past 30 days, and something big is brewing there too. That's thumbnail 2 right there, by the way. I'm giving you thumbnail lessons here along the way, folks. Thumbnails sell. It's like, Fox News or CNN, they always have breaking news across the bottom. They have that because that gets people to come in the door. That's how thumbnails are on YouTube. It's the way of the world. It's the way it works. Now, something I want to remind everybody of, while it's easy to run to the flashing green in XRP or crypto in general, but don't ever forget, because I don't care what they say in crypto, they might tell you drop gold. That's all bull. Gold is going to be a critical part of this transition to this new digital age, okay? And so make no mistake, gold prices have been manipulated, and in my opinion, make no mistake, when the time comes for them to make the transition, gold's going to be involved, and they're going to have to reprice gold. I firmly believe that. Look right here. Breaking news. Gold in China is trading at a huge premium to international prices, highest since 2019. Local importers have recently been struggling to get shipments approved by Chinese lenders, according to people familiar with the matter. A sign they may have used up their existing quotas. Chinese gold fetches huge premium as demand improves. Meanwhile, over here in the U.S., prices, they seem like they're going down and all. That's because it's manipulated, folks. Make no mistake about that. That's why I'm accumulating gold in my Glint, who's one of my sponsors. Top of the description. Click on Glint link. Tell them DAI sent you. I have an account with them so that I have spendable gold in my account for my debit MasterCard. Then I also buy physical gold. I do both because one day the gold prices are going to reflect what it's actually worth. I fully believe that. Now, we played the clip of Jamie Dimon. Now, one thing I've noticed about Jamie Dimon, when crypto comes up, it would be one thing if he just says, it's not my thing. But the guy when he talks about it, it's almost like a vitriol. It's like he's angry because he is angry. He has a reason to be angry. Remember yesterday in the hearing in front of Congress, he's calling it all a Ponzi scheme. Well, let's remind you of this. XRP did a great reminder of this. This is back in the 2018-19. That was a real crypto winter. What we're going through right now is a joke compared to that. Okay, that was a real one. It went down as low as 100 billion in this market, folks. That was a real crypto winter. But during that time, all we were hearing is that Wall Street and all these guys thought this was the end. It was going to all go to zero. They were constantly trying to scare everyone out of this market, and they were buying during that time. Don't take my word for it.
Egregious. So on September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks, people listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal.
He says it's a fraud.
It says he'll fire anyone that buys it.
Yes. And at the same time, his company is buying it.
His company is buying it.
It's just, so unethical.
Right.
Okay. Now, there's another clip going around of him. Cynthia Loomis is talking here to the same guys, and just watch how angry he is and arrogant. Watch this.
But the real-time payment system, the ability to get a 24/7 wire system at the Fed would be critical to it, and their new real-time system ought to provide that. But one of the disadvantages in payment system technology is the ability to pay on the weekends and move a substantial amount of money that actually clears. T+0 security settlement would be doable if you actually could have the money move during the night. And so I think we're all aware of that. We've connected our real-time payment system. We're connecting it to other parts of the world that we've put together through the clearinghouse. That'll enable money to move real time. You connect that with Zelle and things, you can move it with no cost to another banking client. As long as someone doesn't step in and say, oh, that is not sufficient to have Santander in Spain, you do the KYC so we can rely on it. We need some enabling things. And I think, if we do that right, we can take, you will see the innovation. This is already set up and already moving. And by the way, we move trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars a day very efficiently. So I think people's view of what's inefficient is kind of interesting, but you have to look at what really moves.
Well, we're aware that money was transferred in cryptocurrency as donations to Ukraine. They were spending it the next day. And if it had been transferred...
Watch how angry he interrupts, or Jamie Dimon does. He's mad about this whole thing. He can't believe you think you're going to come in on my thing.
US dollars, it would have taken about 10 days for it to reach. I see some of you shaking your heads. Disagree, Mr. Dimon?
Right now, we're moving $10 trillion around the world. Zipping and zapping through
AML. You morons. I've got this.
Systems, OFAC systems, regulations, AI systems, cyber systems, safely, immediately, a lot of it's real time. You're talking about retail payments.
Yes, I am.
Yes, and I agree with that. That's a thing that we all can work on and fix. But that's a very small thing relative to the other.
Yeah, we own that. So let's remind. And meanwhile, okay, you got Gary eyeing Ethereum supposedly. I still have questions about this. I still believe this thing could be a ruse going on here to make it appear like he might go after Ethereum when he's really not. But let's assume that he is. Has it dawned on everybody? This guy made victory laps walking around on video bragging about all the tokens that he's been able to issue. He's got a license to issue tokens. If Gary really is going after Ethereum and is saying that tokens on Ethereum are securities, you know what? Joseph Lubin has now been on video. He's admitting he is a serial token issuer, security issuer. Serial. Just listen to this clip.
Regulators around the world and in this country do understand that these protocol-based open platforms are a new way of creating ecosystems that will deliver services to consumers, and you can use these tokens to operate these platforms. So we're very confident in our ability to issue those tokens and have them not considered securities, and we're very confident that although there will be some negative news coming out in the ecosystem around some of the projects that have sold tokens.
Yeah, I wonder who you're talking about there. What do you know? Now let's get back to Jamie Dimon, because remember, he's obviously angry about this. The idea that somebody's going to come compete with me.
When we talk about Jamie Dimon, we first have to recognize where he sits. He sits at the top of the global financial infrastructure. There are a few banks, of which JPM is certainly one, that make billions and billions of dollars of profit by virtue of that perch. 99.9% of banks don't make money in this ecosystem in terms of cross-border payments. Jamie Dimon makes a technical term of a shit ton of money by sitting there.
Right. So you better believe Jamie Dimon was not happy about this whole thing. Now, I want to remind everybody that Brad Garlinghouse is coming up at 3:45 p.m. Eastern time today. I'll make sure I have that covered for tomorrow morning's video. I wanted to show you this Charles Gasparino. Let me crank the volume up here a little bit because the volume on this thing's real low. Charles Gasparino was on yesterday and was talking about some of this. Listen to this.
Or not, whether it should be registered, whether the heads of Ethereum and the blockchain and the people that issue the Ether crypto coin, whether they fall into the same bucket of what that the guys at Ripple did by not registering XRP. So we're getting some daylight on that. I don't want to say that this is proof positive that the SEC is bringing a case against Ethereum, which would be a huge case. They're the second largest crypto out there. But there was a filing yesterday against a crypto influencer. In that filing, the SEC specifically suggests that it can regulate stuff on the Ethereum platform. Combine that with what Gary Gensler has said, the changes at Ethereum. That they're changing their business model of the blockchain from something that resembles...
I'm not going to play any more of that. You can go and watch this. It's at TimR614. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Let me think. Tell your friends and family that Jamie Dimon